Hello children, now you are watching the second video of the chapter database concept. We already understood the name of the chapter database, and the concepts also is clear. Now we have to move on to the next topic, that is called RDBMS. It is Relational Database Management System. Let's move on to that section quickly. So we have what we call as a relational database here. Now what is a relational database? You have to understand that earlier when we talk about a database management system, you can store your data in different forms. Now here when we learn, we are storing it in the relational style. Relation means table, collection of values or collection of data in the form of rows and columns. So in this model, you can see relational data model. In this model, data is organized into tables or relation. That is, another name for table here is called relation. A row in a table represents a relationship of data to each other. That means a particular row in a table is the one which stores a detail. Example, if it's a student table, one row will store the student's entire details. If it is a patient's record, it will store the details. It will means the row will store the details of the patient. Of a single patient's record is shown in that particular row. If it is regarding our airline reservation system, one row will store the details of one particular aircraft which is flying from, say, Cochin to Mumbai, and all the different kinds of timing which is available there. So a row which represents a relationship of data is also called a tuple. Tuple, tuple, or another name is called record. Whereas a column, when you store it, is called an attribute or field, which you will see later. Don't worry. Now, apart from relational data model in your DBMS earlier, that means not in this era, in the first introduction part of your DBMS, we used to store data in the form of link also. That is how when you click on one particular data, it will go to the next link and so on, which was very untidy. So that is why that data model is obsolete. Then comes hierarchical. Hierarchical model is where you store the data in the form of inverted type of trees. Like you put your tree upside down. What will happen? In the root, you will see the first data. The second data will be formed as branches. These two network and hierarchical model are now not in use, so we don't have to worry. This is just to show you people that there were such database relational model. Sorry, apart from relational model, there were such other databases connection also. Now the object-oriented model is still there, and Python actually uses that, but we don't store permanently the data in Python. So we have not yet reached the concept of class in Python. Okay, so we don't have to worry. Now we are here to understand what are we learning in MySQL. MySQL is nothing but a database management system which stores the data in the form of relation slash tables. That way it becomes an RDBMS, relational database management system. A relational database, the completion of the definition starts here. A relational database is a collection of multiple data sets, or you can say multiple columns, okay, organized by tables, records, and columns. I will be preferring to say in another way. A relational database is a collection of records which can arrange the records in the form of rows and columns. Method is over. This collection of rows and columns is also called table slash relation. You understood? That's enough actually. What is given here need not be by hearted. You have to just understand what I told. If you want, of course, I will put in the notes. But only after your request I will put it. Otherwise, this is enough. So much of different things. When we say, you can note it down if you want. Now, relational database uses a special kind of a language. Just like we use programming language called as Python, this uses a special language called as structured query language, SQL in short. Remember, MySQL is the name of the relational database management system which we are going to use, where we will be writing the command or the what we call SQL or structured query language, where we will be writing the structured query language to create tables. Once again, MySQL is an RDBMS where you will write commands using SQL to create a relational database. Understood? So this language is a standard user application which provides easy programming interface, which you will see now. As soon as it is over, once installation will, after this particular video, you better watch that installation video, okay, and install and keep it ready, so that when I start creating the tables, you will easily understand. So what is a relational database? What I just told only. It is nothing but a collection of records which arranges the data or the records in the form of rows and columns. What kind of a language is used in relational database? It uses SQL, full form structured query language. What is MySQL? One example of an RDBMS which uses SQL to create tables or relations. Now they are showing one particular table here. See, student name, student number, student name, status and city. The whole thing is called a relation. This is called a column name. This is another column name. This is status, another column name. City, another column name. Now there are so many different kinds of student numbers, among which I only took S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5. So here also so many different names are there. So the corresponding students of S1, S2, S3, S4, S5 names are written there, and their status is written there, and their city is written there. Now there can be so many other cities and other kinds of status also, or other names also. So the pool from where I actually draw the values into my table is called domain. That means you people are 31 students are there in this classroom, if I'm not wrong about the strength. I may not create a table with the entire name list of students, but I can choose 5 students. So from where am I choosing the 5 students? From the pool of 11 standard IP students, correct? No, that is a domain. It is a term used to find out from where does the value of the things comes. That becomes a domain. So domain is nothing but a set of values from which the original table's values are drawn into. That can be status also. Exactly like your marks. I cannot take anybody else's marks and put it into my list, isn't it? If I wanted to create a database containing IP students' marks, and that too when I choose 5 students, I should be entering only their marks. So again, that mark should be found already in the sections where I have entered and inputted and what you call segregated my marks. That's a domain. Now you can see on the side tuples. I don't know whether you're watching it properly. This is the tuples. This is relation. This is domains. Tuples are nothing but your records, one by one records. S hash, S name, S status, city are called attributes. So the number of columns you have here, see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 columns are there. They are called degree. Understood, no? Number of columns are called degree. And the number of rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows are there, or 5 records are there. Number of columns are called degree, and the number of records or number of rows or number of tuples, these are all same, they are called cardinality. So in short, we just learned the terms which we used. One term is not mentioned here, which I will mention later, that is primary key. So what are the relational database terms which we just learned? A table is otherwise called relation. The columns in the tables are also called as attributes or even field name. The rows in a tables are also called as tuples or records. The values from which, the original values from which the values have been drawn into the table are called domain, or a pool of values from which the values of the what they call table are drawn is called domain. The number of columns in a relation or a table is called degree. The number of tuples or number of rows or number of records in a table is called cardinality. So cardinality, see here it is given cardinality. So one single explanation solves everything. Now the same thing is explained here with some more addition to that. Okay, so relation is a table. The peculiarity of relation is atomicity. That is, you cannot again divide one column again further. You have this much of column. Can I divide S name again? No. Of course, if you had written Anil, what you call Anil Paswan or Anil Banerjee or Anil Nair or Anil something like Anil Joseph all these things. Then you have a first name and a last name. Then if you want, you can divide your that name as first name, last name. So basically it is depending upon our wish whether you need a column to have more division or not. So when a column is drawn, it should be having an atomic nature. That means a column assigned a unique name must have indivisible value. Value cannot be again further subdivided. Understood? No. So it should not be having atomicity. I mean, it should be atomic in nature. Not should not be having atomicity. It should be atomic in nature. It should have atomicity. I have to correct it. Again, no duplicity. Remember, one of the features, it reduces redundancy. Redundancy means no duplication. You cannot have no rows or no same rows will be again repeated. No two rows of a table or relation will be identical. That means you can have two Anils, same status, hailing from same city, Jaipur. So Anil status 2 Jaipur can be repeated. What else cannot be repeated there? That is his student number, student identification number. So if I write S1 Anil 2 Jaipur, again I write S1 Anil 2 Jaipur, then it is a error. But if I write S1 Anil 2 Jaipur, next line again S2 Anil 1 Delhi, or again S2 Anil 2 Jaipur itself, there is one particular column where the values are different. That is your student number, student identification number. That particular column where the values will be never repeated, which identifies a record uniquely. That means even if the name, status and city are repeated, never ever a student's number will be repeated. Correct? No. So that becomes a primary key. So redundancy or duplication is removed with the help of a particular key or a column inside the table which help us to remove the duplication, or which will never have a duplicate value. So the property of relation is there, no two rows of relation will be identical. Then all the items in a column are homogeneous. What's the meaning of that? See, as name only having Anil, Vishal, Jay and Manish, Freya. I cannot put any number there. Remember consistency, when I explained, I told you that. So homogeneous type of data should be there in the table. Then comes ordering. Ordering of rows and columns in material. That is, I can actually write student number 5 in the first, and then you can carry on there it is first. So there is no specific order. Even though we always put an order, there is no need of an order in your rows and columns. Then comes the name which I told earlier, domain. It's a collection of values from which the original value is derived. You already told that. Tuple, entity, record are called the rows of a table. Okay, attribute or field name are otherwise called the column name of a table. Decrease the number of columns, we already told, and cardinality is the number of rows. Now these three keys, or four are there basically, among which the last one may not be introduced to you in this continuing video, but the three other keys you will be seeing later. So with this, the theory portions of this particular chapter is over. Actually, the chapter itself is over. It's very small in nature, and just explaining you the meaning of database, and then we are going to the real world, that is called your MySQL table creation. Okay, now that comes actually as a separate chapter in your theory portion. That is, we call that chapter as SQL itself. SQL creation and data manipulation languages, we call it as, or symbol queries in SQL is there. Depending upon that version, I'll be naming the chapter differently. But remember, this is the continuation. It's like a separate section. Okay, no. So thank you for watching this video too. So these three will be explained later, and now we are back again with our second video's last part. So you finished learning the theory portion. So it's time to install your MySQL and keep it ready, because the third video before you watch, if you install it, it is easy for me to explain from the third videos, first section onwards. Okay, so thank you.